Hello everybody, it's Mark Terrell and it's Friday here, and you know what that means? It's time for Anime Friday. This Anime Friday I'll be talking about the series Is This a Zombie? This is the manga and this is the DVD by Funimation. Put those to the side. Now the basic synopsis of this series is basically Ayumu Aikawa is a normal, average everyday high school student until he gets killed, and the god of death brings him back to life as a zombie. But it's a unique spin on the type of zombie that he is, and gradually he meets new people, mostly girls, and his life becomes very, very, very painful and very full of excitement and whatnot. So let's start with the main character first. Like I said, his name is Ayumu Aikawa. After he was murdered with a katana through his chest, he basically spends most of his time as a zombie to try and find out who killed him. In the first 2 volumes of the manga, we eventually do find out who killed him, and in the anime, it takes until halfway through the anime, at least the first season of the anime, because seasons are still coming out. The second season came out last year, I think. I guess that's not important. So basically, he's just trying to find out who murdered him, and eventually, I'm not sure, just try and live out the rest of his life as a regular high school student. He plays the general guy in a comedy harem series, but this also has a bit of action, so I'll go on with that. Aikawa's powers by himself are that he has the ability to break the limit of human potential, in the idea that humans can't use more than 100% of their strength or their minds unless they're exceptional. But in terms of the body strength, he's able to break that limit of 100% and just have immense strength, and is able to do things that normal humans would probably dream of, like Superman and things of that nature. This also comes in with another ability that he gains in the first episode. But first I'll introduce the secondary character. The secondary character is Haruna, who's basically... well, in the manga it says she's a magic cool girl. It's spelt with a K and it's just very ridiculous. But the basic gist is that Haruna is a classic magical girl type who basically tries to chase down monsters called megalos and bring them, well, not so much to justice, she just tries to kill them and make everything a bit easier in the world. And she does this by using her special weapon. I'm assuming every magical girl has a different weapon, which is a chainsaw, which gives her the ability to transform as well as, kick ass. Eventually we find that in her first appearance in the first episode, she loses her powers when Aikawa picks up the chainsaw, and she basically loses all of her powers. And in that time, we do eventually find out that Aikawa is actually able to use the chainsaw and become a magical girl, which is basically what this generally revolves around. So Aikawa has to do her job for her. Very similar to the first season of Bleach, except a lot less serious, at least in certain points. The third character is Yu, who is basically the death god that brought Aikawa back to life and currently lives with him. She is silent because every single word that she says can be deadly. If she tells someone to die, they can actually die. It could kill them. Or I'm not sure what the extent of this is, but it's clear that she is insanely powerful and that for the most part she does not like speaking, for the most part. And the fourth character is a vampire ninja named Sarah, or Seraphim, whichever way you want to look at it. She is a big-breasted, yes, she has big breasts, a big-breasted, badass ninja that has a really unique ability to basically make swords and weapons out of leaves. I don't know It's never explained in the thing. The only other character that's basically a main point of this story is Maelstrom, who is called Tomori in the Japanese dub, which is basically she becomes one of the main love interests for Aikawa when, by accident, they end up kissing, and basically the vampire code is that whoever takes her first kiss basically becomes her husband, so a big love thing happens. In short, the series is very much like a harem series, you know, with a bunch of girls that like the main character, and just he tries to work everything out. But to be honest, the series is actually really great. It has a few serious moments, and generally most of the finales and halfway points are actually incredibly serious. But there's also very much a big layer of comedy in between the two. And there are major differences between, well, actually there are no major differences between the manga and the anime. It's just the manga sort of gets to the chase a lot faster. I haven't read the whole series. I think we have up to volume 7 out, and I only have 1 through 4 volumes. Volumes 1 through 4. Anyways, if you need some visual images, here's Haruno. It's not one with Ayumu, so just show him right here. He's the guy with the gray hair. You can see right there. Yeah. There's Yui. Or you. I can't remember. And here is Sarah. In short, if you haven't seen this series, it's actually really enjoyable if you're a fan of comedy, action, sort of a little bit of horror, and a lot of comedic, harem-esque mishappenings that happen in the series. It's honestly very fantastic, and if you get the time to check it out, go check it out. There's also season 2 that's currently out right now, so if you can't find the manga anywhere, just look at your local chapters or Indigo or wherever it is that you buy books, and you'll probably find these there. But also, check out the anime. It's online. Maybe check out Anime Season or whatever. In any case, that's it for now. I'll catch y'all later.